It was supposed to be a year of military training, a year to learn leadership and discipline. Instead, for Victor-Hugo Vaca, it was a year of hell. Victor had set his sights on the US Naval Academy in Annapolis. He had heard the academy was where men learned to be men, learned how to be an officer and a gentleman, just like in the movies. But according to Victor, Navy midshipmen were also getting an education in brutality, a harsh lesson in being a Navy plebe. As Inside Reports' Rochelle Bridges tells us, Victor's dream of becoming a Navy officer got lost in a nightmare at the academy.
Hang yours away, my boys, hang yours away there.
They want to be naval officers.
Where's Pierce? Hey, find your own victims, huh?
You are last night ashore, dream.
They're willing to take their lumps to get a commission.
It's Mr. Big Daddy, you wormhead! Now watch as I show you the woman you insulted.
Yes, sir! Down here, you! Yes, sir! All right!
It's the stuff movies are made of. Overcoming the odds, surviving the tough, cruel, grueling first year that Navy neophytes must make it through if they want to be Navy. For most of his life, 20-year-old Victor-Hugo Vaca had his heart set on being Navy. It was his dream. Vaca was determined to make it through.
You know, I've always felt that I've got a quality in me that's good as a leader. And I figured if I could take that and just expound on that and, you know, use it to better the government or better our nation.
This is where Vaca wanted to learn leadership. Nestled along the banks of the Severn River in Annapolis, Maryland, for 145 years, the US Naval Academy has been educating men, and now women, training them in regimented military lockstep that, they say, makes good leaders.
The military is for wartime situations, and if you send them out there and they can't handle any kind of stress or anything like that, then, you know, they shouldn't be in there.
Until we meet once more, here's wishing you a happy voyage home.
Hello, pussy. How bad you want to survive, huh?
Sir, this Officer Canada doesn't understand the drill instructor's question, sir.
Vaca thought it would be like in the movies, you know, where Richard Gere bumps heads with his hard-boiled squad leader, Lou Gossett Jr., along the road to becoming an officer and a gentleman.
Get your face all the way down in there.
I was made to eat until I puked, and I knew that that was totally going against anything that the Academy stood for, because, I mean, that just doesn't make sense to make somebody eat until they puke. That has nothing to do at all with military training.
Vaca began documenting the treatment. He wrote about his disillusionment in a daily diary.
There is a light breeze and all is well outside, but I still feel like an observer, a prisoner in my own hell.
His account of what he and other freshmen went through may startle some, but the fact is that learning seamanship and leadership are eclipsed by lessons in harassment and torment, like the one about the upperclassman who claimed to own the underclassmen.
He would own the plebes' genitals. He would own our penis for a week, or own our, he had us keep ass logs, which are these things where anytime you want to sit down or use your posterior for any reason at all, you'd have to ask him first for permission.
He needed permission to go to the bathroom, but permission was slow in coming, and sometimes he had to wait for up to 10 hours.
People say, well, you should have just used it. I mean, he wasn't going to know. Just do it. It's not like Big Brother's watching or anything. But the thing is, over there they have an honor concept, and they take that really seriously. And the honor concept is basically a midshipman will not lie, cheat, or steal. And so you have a lot of upper class who are watching you, and you can get thrown out for violating the honor concept.
You know the rules, Alexander. You can have any fun you want, but you touch one hair on any of my lambs and you pay the bear.
Yes, sir!
If it had been a scene from a movie like Lords of Discipline, Vaca would have walked out of the theater. But he wanted so badly to be Navy. For a full year, the midshipman received more than his fair share of punishment. As the harassment picked up, his grades went down. He had nowhere to turn.
How do you tell somebody that something's wrong when the person you're supposed to tell it to is in fact participating in the so-called horseplay antics?
So finally, his dream of the blue and the gold dashed, Vaca handed in his resignation.
It's not a Top Gun, it's not Northern Gentleman, it's nothing like that at all. It depends on how you are. You've got to look at yourself before you go in there and see just how much you can take. Because it's not physical, it's more mental. I guess just wasn't meant to be because it's just a bad draw of the cards, I guess.
Well, Victor now plans to take his Navy diary, which documents his year in the Academy, and write a book. Talk about getting even. As for the Navy, the commanders say brutality and hazing won't be tolerated, but they don't offer any specific plans to change. Up next on